Here's why you should never give an ugly guy or a
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking. Kindly subscribe to this beautiful channel. So in today's video, we'll be talking about why you should never date an ugly guy. So you guys have put the videos together so that you watch and learn, and later I'll come share my true sense, like what I think about today's video. So let's get into it.
Here's why you should never give an ugly guy or a broke guy a chance, i.e. insecure guys. A part of you thinks that if you go for a really super attractive, successful guy, that he is going to have a lot of options and that he is going to cheat on you, betray you, leave you. So then your insecurity thinks that an ugly guy or a broke guy is going to be so grateful for you to even take notice. Wrong. You have to understand that most people who win the lottery go broke in 2 years. And this is the exact reason why a successful and beautiful woman should not beat the lottery for a guy who doesn't deserve you. He hasn't done anything really to earn you. At first, he'll be grateful and he'll be on good behavior, but once he has you and some time passes, he has to find a way to feed his insecurity or the feeling of not being good enough because he's constantly comparing himself to you. That's where the betrayal happens. Pick a successful man who is secure, a fair match for yourself.
Okay, so I was talking to a friend the other day and she said, Nelly, what is your type? And I thought, I don't really have a type. And then I remembered I actually do have a type. I don't date ugly guys. Before you X out, let me explain. I used to think if I go for the ugly guy, that somehow that would be safer. As in, he would not ghost me or reject me, because in my mind, I had the upper hand. And yes, I know I was going for them for the wrong reasons, but here's what no one tells you about dating the ugly guy. They also go for girls for the wrong reason. Let me explain. A lot of them were rejected by cute girls growing up. So once they get older, they seek revenge. So they'll sweep them off their feet, they'll be chivalrous, and then they'll reject them. And you know what sucks more than being ghosted? Being ghosted or rejected by an ugly guy. It is the biggest mind. So yeah, that's why I don't go for ugly guys. And by the way, I'm not saying I'm a supermodel, but you should be attracted to the person you're dating, and you should go for them for the right reasons. Tap that plus sign to follow for more, and good luck.
Ladies, please never give that insecure, average, ugly man a chance, okay? Because I promise you, you will literally feel like absolute shit during the relationship, and he's going to eat at your confidence like little by little, and you're not even gonna notice it until much later on. And I feel like until you really show a sense of boundaries and that you're healed, you'll start to like really see through these guys, and then you'll be able to be like, no, like this isn't worth it to me, like bye, right? But if you haven't really healed and worked on yourself, you know, you're gonna kind of stay in that sort of relationship and that cycle and stay there longer than you really should. And that's the mistake I made, is that I did date that insecure man who was not even close to being any sort of attractive at all. And I allowed him to just say and do certain things that I never thought I would ever do, because again, it's like this manipulative tactic that they use on you and you're not even really aware of it, or at least now I'm aware of it, but while I was in it, I had no idea. Do yourself a favor, have your standards, raise your standards. Don't feel like you need to lower them because of a certain, like, whatever status this guy has, or in your mind that you need to put on a pedestal, because I promise you, you will waste years, maybe months of your life, and it's just not fun, okay? And I promise it takes a lot to get your confidence back, which is something that I have been working on for the past year. And yeah, just work on yourself, heal yourself before you get into any sort of relationship. That way you can recognize those patterns and know when to just be like, okay, goodbye, you're done.
It's too late for Ariana Grande, but it's not too late for you, right? If you're a 10, do not date the ugly men. Do not, ever. This should not have this arguing over him. He started out grateful, okay? But now he's been with you a little bit of time, he's gone into delusions, okay? So he thinks that he is a 10 also. Or worse, he thinks he is special, okay? He thinks he's so great that he's able to pull 10s all the time, okay? Now what he's going to do is he is going to either try and get with another 10 and find a vulnerable 10, or he is going to go with a 5 and below, which is going to make you feel like shit, okay? No, he's not going to just embarrass you. He's going to break your soul. And you are going to feel 10 times worse because you had the ugly guy who you took pity on mess you around. Put your hands up if you've been personally victimized by an ugly guy.
So that's a video, guys. So I'm just here to share my true sense, like what I think about today's video, why you should never date an ugly man. Now I know this sounds shallow at first, but stick with me because there's so much more to this conversation that's just appearance. So let's unpack the truth behind this idea and spoil it, it's deeper than looks. So grab your tea and let's get started. First, let's clarify something. When I say ugly, I'm not just talking about physical appearance. Ugly can also mean someone's attitude, values, and how they treat people. There are plenty of physical attractive men who have the ugliest personalities and vice versa. So this is not just about surface level looks, it's about how someone shows up in your life. That being said, physical attraction doesn't matter to an extent. It's part of what initially draws us to someone and contributes to the chemistry in a relationship. So if you're forcing yourself to be with someone you don't find attractive, it might not work long term. Be honest with yourself about what you are drawn to. Dating an ugly man, whether physically or emotionally, can sometimes stem from low self-esteem. You might think he's less attractive, so he'll treat me better, or he won't cheat because he doesn't have options. Ladies, stop right there. Your worth is determined by how someone else views you, and settling for someone just because you think they're safe often backfires. In fact, some of these so-called ugly men can have inflated egos because they know women might settle for them due to perceived loyalty. They act entitled or even manipulate you into thinking you're lucky to have them. That's not love, that's insecurity wrapped in a relationship. Another issue with dating someone you are not genuinely attracted to, whether it looks or personality, is resentment. Over time, you might start to feel like you're settling. You look at other couples and think, why didn't I hold out for what I truly wanted? This kind of mindset can poison a relationship. Instead of feeling proud to introduce your partner, you may feel embarrassed. That's unfair to both you and him. Why start something that is not built on mature admiration and attraction? It's better to be single and waiting for the right person than in a relationship that feels like you're compromising. Let's shift to the personality aspect. Some men have ugly personalities, disrespectful, lazy, or selfish. A not amount of physical attractiveness can fit that. If a man is not willing to grow, communicate, and show respect, he's not worth your time. On the other flip side, guys, someone who might not fit society beauty standards but has a kind heart, a growth mindset can be incredibly attractive. The key is balance. Never ignore someone's flaws just because they're nice or treat you decently. A healthy relationship requires more than just the absence of bad behavior. It needs active love and effort. At the end of the day, it's about knowing your standard and not settling for less. It's not about being shallow or judgmental. It's about being honest about what you need in a partner. Do they make you feel excited, proud, or loved? Or are you constantly making excuses for them to yourself and others? Your happiness matters and you shouldn't compromise on the basic of attraction and respect. So my final advice, never settle for less than what you truly want and never date an ugly man, whether that's in looks, personality, or values. Life is too short to waste on someone who doesn't make your heart skip a little bit. So you guys, I have a little bit scenario what happened. There was this lady who was dating someone. Okay, so they met. The woman is very beautiful and the guy is ugly, of course. So this guy married this girl, and guess what happened, guys? They started living together, and this guy was over controlling. Whenever the wife wants to go out, like she wants to go to town, he'll be like, no, don't go to town, don't go alone, I want you to be with me, you have to go to town with me. Okay, so this lady was working and this man said, you should stop working, I'll be giving you everything. Guess what? He never even gave her anything. She was just at home, like she was spending the whole time at home. She stopped working, she stopped having money. And you guess what? When you start being home and you're doing nothing and this man is just controlling you and you're having this stress, you start looking ugly, of course. So this lady started looking ugly and stressed. She never had money, so she started thinking about herself, like, am I going to continue like having this over controlling man? Okay, so guess what happened? later the lady decided to move out. So like I'm always telling you guys, it's okay to walk away. You can't stay in a relationship that doesn't even save you. If you feel like this relationship is toxic, don't stay in such kind of relationships. If you feel like this relationship is not going anywhere, you have your own ambitions, go for them. Okay, so I know you have to be in a healthy relationship. If you're married, you guys have to be in a healthy marriage. Okay, so both of you need to love each other, you need to communicate nicely, you have to respect each other and have boundaries, and let everyone know that as much as you are married, everyone has their own individuality. Like, you have your own things to do. Okay, so they should respect that. You have your own hobbies, you have to do your work, he has to support you. Because I know, if you're married to someone, a man, a good man, they need to be physically supporting you, financial supporting you, and even anything you do. Yeah, so you guys, that's a video for today. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.